make phone calls to officials. We follow up on emails. We take phone calls from viewers. We take requests from reporters and producers for more information. They'll ask us, call the fire department, we need more information on a fire. That's what we do. Making sure that photographers are where they need to be and listening to police scanners. Creative services, which is the promotion side, we fairly regularly, because they need to tell our viewers what the news is doing, and that is their job, and they can't do that if I don't give them information. But the engineering department and the tape side of things, we're coordinating with them, dialing in live shots for our early news, dialing in sat shots, sending out satellite feeds.
I do a lot of installation of electronics that are used to collect, process, and output over the air and upload to cable and satellite. In the case of our station, our channels, I've put up, I think, 7 sub-channels, installed all the gear, and configured the electronics to accept and process the signals and how to output them.
Basically, in a nutshell, is to update the website, which covers a lot of territory. We deal with breaking news, so if something happens, it's our job to get that up immediately. We also send out text alerts and email alerts in case there's something epic that's breaking locally and we need to notify the community about it. The real challenge on it is to be very timely and responsive, but also very accurate. And so you're always balancing timeliness versus accuracy, and it's better to be right than first. Is kind of my policies. You know, I work well with all the reporters and trying to get them on board. I also do some with like the creative services, so they'll have an idea and a promo, and so sometimes they'll schedule like posts or promos on Facebook, or sometimes they'll turn it over to me to do. Because it really is a team effort.
We help create everything. We decide if there's a color change on a news set, or if a logo needs to look slightly different, or if we need to do a different brand. My department is all involved in that. We happen to be named here at KOB for creative services, which actually encompasses more than marketing. It encompasses the graphics department, public service, which here we call community outreach, because we think that's a lot more descriptive of what we try to do. And commercial production is also under this department. Our days are driven by news, and news is driven by what happens in the community. So we are like this with news. I always say we're right in front of them, right beside them, or right behind them. We are like this. We work with the reporters constantly. We work with the anchors maybe constantly plus. We work with sales because we need to get projects pulled together.
When I first started at KOB, I was night side, and then now I'm a day side reporter, so it's a little more of a tight turn. I do 2 stories and I report for the 5, 6, and 6:30. We come in every morning, we have our morning meeting, we pitch, the goal is to pitch enterprise stories that we've thought of ourselves, you know, that maybe other people haven't done the research on, so to kind of set us apart from the competition, and you know, we decide what the coverage would be for that day, and then we hit the ground running. When we interact with other departments, it's typically when they're working on a special project. So like creative services, you know, they're gonna come in when they wanna do a really cool promotional, maybe commercial, or a teaser to a really big story. So I mean, we definitely do interact in some ways, but in a lot of ways, the newsroom is like its own little bubble.
I manage roughly 26 people. They are all the technical people behind the scenes. They are master control and news production. A lot of it is managing the people, but then a lot of it is maintaining the studio, checking lights, ordering lights, setting up for new shows, working with the news director, making sure all our programs are being recorded and up to scale, has all the closed captioning and everything else that needs to happen. Right before I became a manager, I was the director of the newscast. That's definitely the most fun job.
Media sales is pretty exciting stuff. We actually sell advertising to local advertisers, also to national advertisers. And local revenue pretty much drives this station. We'll do 80% of our revenue to local advertisers and about 20% to the big national advertisers. We've got a sales staff of 9 local account executives and 1 national sales manager who manages the national sales. My typical day is I do a lot of planning. I'm a sales manager, and I basically guide, lead, and help assist the account executives and make certain that we maximize the limited inventory that we have, maximize the revenue out of that, and use it wisely and judiciously. We'll have special projects and opportunities. For instance, I'll use Pay It Forward, for example. That's an opportunity for us for what we call non-traditional advertising. It's straight public relations.
The purpose of the business administrator is a person who wears a lot of hats. I am in charge of human resources, payroll. I also handle the station's accounting, which means we have invoices that need to be paid. And I'm also the general manager's executive assistant. As far as applying for jobs or interviewing, I would describe that as I'm the person that recruits for my hiring managers. The hiring managers of the stations are the persons who conduct the interviews.